Welcome to this week's episode of It Shouldn't Happen to Us. Carlos and Sophia in this episode take you through a journey, a roller coaster journey of what it is to be in sales. You know, the agony and the ecstasy. The agony is being in this rejection-rich environment and how to reframe that in your mind. The ecstasy is how to get really good at it, how to make tons of money in sales, and how to have a hell of a lot of fun doing it. Stick with us right the way to the end, and you'll hear some of our tools and techniques to handle that rejection-rich environment. Enjoy the podcast. Straight from the heart of Miami, this is It Shouldn't Happen to Us. After 30 years of selling and training sales teams, we still screw it up sometimes, and this is where we tell you all about it, because it shouldn't happen to us. Well, hi, Sophia. Hi to our listeners and our viewers. This is this week's episode of It Shouldn't Happen to Us. Hey, Sophia. How are you?
Hey, Carlos.
How are the team? We've got,
great.
By the way, for everyone listening, we've got some new members to the team, which Sophia is looking after. So I always ask how the team are doing. How's your team doing, Sophia?
The team's doing great. Hi there, ISHTUers. The team is thriving. This week we've been talking about putting up with rejection. You know, how do we stay strong in the face of rejection, which is a theme. It
is a rejection-rich environment. In fact, one of our team members, this is her first job ever. And she has selected, God love her, she's selected an SDR. You know, this is somebody making a lot of outbound calls, a lot of outbound activity.
Only making outbound
exclusively
calls.
I mean, this is the path she's chosen straight out of university, which is amazing. You know,
amazing.
These are the muscles that she wants to build straight out of university. And wow, it's rejection rich. How's she doing with it?
She's doing great. It's interesting though, when it comes to DISC, ISHTUers, if you're not familiar with DISC, well, we won't, maybe that's another episode. But ideally it's communication styles. It's not a personality test or an aptitude. Behavioral styles.
DISC is behavioral styles. You're right, it is an aptitude, but wow, if your behavioral wiring is one way, it does make it a little bit easier to climb that mountain, right? If it's one or, out of if you've got a couple of different profiles, they do have an easier time of it, typically. But she's a C style, right? Process orientation.
She's a C style. Which is interesting, right? Because I'm an I style, so rejection for me hurts. For her, as a C style, she hasn't talked to me too much about, the rejection sucks, it hurts. I can tell that she's super process oriented and she just wants to get it right. Because for those ISHTUers who know what DISC is, the C style is their biggest fear is making errors. They don't want to make errors. Yeah. So I can tell she's dealing with, was it something I said? Was it something I didn't say? But she's handling it like a champ. Let me tell you something.
So she will make what? Typically 500 a week.
500 a week.
500, whatever they are, whether that's a mix of emails and LinkedIn and telephone calls and vidyards. And hey, how's she doing with the vidyard? Is she loving that?
She likes the vidyards more than anything else. For those ISHTUers who don't know it.
Yeah,
explain I know, what interesting, right?
Explain what vidyard is.
So in a world where decision makers are post-pandemic fatigued from email and LinkedIn, and you want to be different, and we know that decision makers are getting emails about buying insurance and emails about buying advertising and coffee machine maintenance and a bunch of things. How do we stick out from the crowd? Well, Vidyard is, and there's other ones. There's like Bloom, and there's other websites, other companies that do it too. But ideally, it's video messaging. And so it's a way of interrupting the pattern of the typical email that might land on a CEO's desk.
You know, that whole idea of how do you differentiate yourself is so important. I was speaking to a client about that just this morning, and they were lamenting and complaining that, that they get leads come through. They get inbound leads. And these inbound leads they're kind of just about marketing qualified, sales qualified. They're not really sales qualified leads, but they're following up on these leads. And they were complaining, as all salespeople do. It's not me, boss. It's marketing. Need better leads. I've got to get some better leads. And they were complaining about the leads. And I was trying to explain to them, do you know how hard it is to differentiate yourself in this world? Do you know what an arms race, a dollar arms race it is to be different on the internet, in the social channels? So inbound is a very inbound differentiation is a Herculean effort. You got to have a lot of dollars and a lot of talent and a lot of skills, and it's a big ask. Whereas sales differentiation, that's more of a human puzzle. And I think if I do own this business. By owning this business, I would rather spend our time figuring out how to be differentiated in our sales process than in our inbound lead generation process, right? Wouldn't you agree?
I would agree. Yeah.
So she's sending those emails. Those video emails are brilliant for that, whether it's Loom or video. They've been great for me. I mean, I still reach out to my book of business using a lot of video. In fact, you've inspired me, Sophia. I'm going to do, what's my target? How many do I need to send today? Give me the number. Give me an accountability.
10.
Yeah, okay, 10.
Yeah.
I can do 10. It'll take me about half an hour. I can do 10 in about half an hour. I'll send 10 outbounds today. You look if I don't. They always get engagement.
Yeah, it's funny too. She's also an S style, and as we're having this conversation, Carlos, I'm like thinking back to how she always when she's running back how a call went, she'll be like, I really think we can help them. And the S's care about helping and connecting and impact. Versus, someone.
Great place to start, by the way. Great place to start.
Great place to start. Yeah. Versus me and you, right? Well, or you and me, me and you.
Where's the deal?
Where's the deal? I want to have the best razzle dazzle 30-second commercial. Was it something I said? How did I screw it up? Oh my God, I'm too chipper. I'm not chipper enough. I'm making it all about me versus our incredible, team member who's making it all about process and impact, which is a great place to start.
So, wasn't it interesting? We had a for the viewers and listeners, we were on a team call a few days ago, and we asked ourselves this question: would you rather get a yes without your sales process, or would you rather get a no but have followed your sales process? And interestingly, other people on the team said, I just want the yes. And she gave the right answer, because there is a right and wrong answer here. The right answer is, I would rather get a yes. I would rather get a no, but be true to my sales process than get a yes following the buyer's process and the winds of fate. Now, that was the right answer. She gave
that was the right answer. That's the right
answer. Because
you
live with your process, right? You got to fall in love with your process because you live with your process. You don't live with the results. The results are nice. But I'm a high D on the DISC profile. And what gets under my skin? Missing results, missing the target. That's what gets under my skin, which isn't healthy, by the way. I mean, it's great for ambition and drive, but it ain't healthy. What gets under her skin? Dropping the ball on her.
Not helping somebody that needed the help.
And then on the S side, not helping somebody that needed the help. Not a fantastic place to come from.
Yeah.
You're the high I. What gets under your skin?
That I screwed it up from something I said or didn't say. Rejection. For rejection, hey, a lot of I styles end up in sales. And one of the questions we get from our clients very often is how you deal with rejection. And maybe all the styles to some extent, I think it's probably DISC style agnostic. None of us really like rejection. And how we process it is all different, but nobody really loves to have the door slammed on them.
It's tribal, right? It's interesting if you ever read the book Sapiens, there is a genetic advantage for being tribal, for being accepted into the tribe. Do you know what? Your genes do better if you're accepted into a tribe, because a tribe will feed you when you're hungry, look after you when you're sick, You know, they'll look after your kids if you die. The tribe is a real, being in a tribe is genetically advantageous. So we are genetically wired for acceptance. We like to be accepted. Let's face it, as humans, we like acceptance. We don't like rejection. Now, take that and drop it into the boiling water, the boiling pot of an outbound sales role, which is rejection rich. That's hard. That's hard for people to do. Now, fortunately, you know, there's two sides to this. On the other side of that coin, or the other side, that blade cuts both ways. On the other side of that blade, it can be worth a lot of money. This role that we do is great. You know, once you've cracked it, once your mind's right about rejection and volume and numbers and activity, and your process is solid and you're feeling high level of belief about what you do. Once you got all that stuff, there's a great economic reward comes with it. But there's a price, and the price is rejection. You get a lot of it. You find it hard, right? We all find it hard.
Oh, yeah. And here's another parallel between sales and dating. Sometimes we're trying to beat down a door that's sealed shut, and a few steps down, there's a door that's ajar. And then beyond that, there's a door that's wide open. Rejection is redirection, but we want to pry open that door that's sealed shut and use all that time, energy, resource to open that shut door.
100%.
For whatever reason it might be.
Well, but it ain't healthy, right?
It's not healthy, and it won't make you rich.
I love that model. Rejection is redirection. Dig into that a little bit. So for our viewers who are typically in sales or building some sales muscles, our listeners, what does that mean for them? Rejection is redirection. Talk as if they were new to selling. What does rejection is redirection mean? Well,
if we're on a mission to meet prospects, to meet people that don't know we exist, that we might be able to help, then if you're on a cold call and you're speaking to someone who says, hey, I don't have those problems, what's a better use of your time? Trying to convince them they have those problems? How about now? Call it, right? Or moving on to another prospect and moving on. It's a numbers game. Rejection is just redirection. Hey, doesn't sound like I can help you. Do you know anyone I can't? What is it? If we had the cure to COVID, if you had the cure to COVID and you were calling, individuals and they said, well, I don't really have COVID. I don't have COVID. What would you ask? Well, do you know anyone you know who does?
Anyone you know who's got it? Yep.
Yeah, you're not being rejected, and they're not rejecting you. They're rejecting whatever it is that you're offering. And by the way, maybe not now. If you just got new tires on your car, you hear a Goodyear advertisement, it's going to go right over your head, right? You're not interested. If you just got your windows washed, a window washer knocks on your door, you don't need it. You just had your windows washed, right? So what is it? Like 80% of the people we speak to are just not in the market for what we're selling.
Which is why we often have to remind our clients and ourselves that when we're outbound prospecting, we're not selling anything. We're sorting. We are sorting through. We're sifting through like the old timer. What was it? The panner for gold. We're panning for gold. We're sorting through a list of names and a list of numbers. And in that list of names, there's going to be some people who have absolutely no interest in what we're selling. That's cool. Move on. There's some people who really need what we're selling, but they're just not in the right frame of mind to have a conversation about it today. That's a lot of people, actually. If your list is good, there's a lot of people on that list who need what you're selling. Today's a bad day for whatever reason, and that's cool. But we've put them in the basket of not today. There's a today and a not today basket. They're the only two baskets that exist. A today and a not today basket. And we're just working through, we're trying to find the todays. The today in there, we've got to know that in there are not only the people who need us, but the people that today they're open to a conversation. Today.
It's so true. Aside from wanting to be liked, tribal, like it's in the bedrock of our DNA, I think also sometimes the way that we're rejected can be a little traumatic. Like our inner 6-year-old doesn't want to be scolded. We take it personally. Yeah. We really take it personally. And by the way, that trauma can stick with us if we don't exercise our system of it. We can think we have one call where the prospect told us to pretty much go pound sand, and now we feel like the phone has teeth. That's it. We're going to need to call an ambulance. No one ever had to call an ambulance after cold call.
Nobody ever got hurt. Nobody ever got physically hurt making calls, right? It's rejection rich. It's difficult for a fragile ego for sure. It's difficult for our self-image for sure, but it isn't. You can't get hurt. And let me tell you, you do a lot of prospecting, you'll make a lot of money. It is that simple. You will have a lot of success, but not every call's a success. Not even 80% of the calls are a success. 80% of the calls are rejection. But if we're thinking about it like I'm looking for the yeses, you're going to look back after 100 dials today and say, wow, didn't get many yeses, did I? Whereas if you're thinking about it, hey, I've got 100 people to speak to today, and I need those 100 people to at the end of the day be in two baskets. Some people in the not today basket and some people in the today basket. Then you can look back and say, hey, what a great day. I have efficiently, effectively sorted these 100 people into today and not today. That's all I can be asked to do. I'm going to exercise some great skills in converting the todays into an engaged process. A real cool process where, we're going to be able to take somebody to a real decision as to whether to work with us or not.
Yeah. And last week's episode was about whale hunting. The bigger the size prospect, the more we'll avoid the rejection. I remember when I first started selling at Absolute, I kind of stuck to the squirrels and the rabbits. And at the time, I joined an accountability group, and I have a buddy, Tyler Ruck. If you're listening to this, shout out to you. He used to say the mindset should be, why not me? Why not now? Which I loved. Like, that was the best thing I had ever heard. Because if you go into it like I'm going to, you can manifest being rejected, by the way. If you inspect what you expect. If you expect to get rejected, then your body language, your tonality will help you out of the call. But if you go in thinking, I'm on a mission to meet people that I can help, that don't know I exist, why not me? Why not now? You have a buttoned up, sophisticated cold call script. Why not you? Why not now?
Do you know, have you ever read, and if you haven't, a huge recommendation have you ever read Arnold Schwarzenegger's biography?
No, I haven't actually.
Wow. It's
really?
It's brilliant. And he talks about how and again, Sophia and I are woo-woo, but we're not so woo-woo that think we can manifest whatever you want in the world. It takes a lot of work, right?
Yeah.
But it is an important step, that real belief that what you're doing today is going to turn into this end result, and having real clarity over that end result. And Arnold Schwarzenegger will talk about how he used to just lie on his bed and he basically manifested. That manifestation turned into a hell of a lot of activity. Of course it did. It wouldn't have worked on its own. He needed to show that tenacity and grit. But his book is extraordinary about how he essentially manifested all that success, from Mr. Universe multiple times over to Hollywood actor to best paid Hollywood actor in the world to Maria Kennedy to governor of California, which is probably in the top. It's got to be in the top 5 most powerful jobs in the world. This guy from Austria, this nobody from Austria, with a resume like that, and being the coolest dude ever along the way as well. He every step along the way, he had a strong vision for it, and he'd manifest that. Which is why, part of the to be on our team, you have to kind of follow the sales process and the activities and the behaviors that we teach our clients. We have to be the shining example for every one of our clients. And so to be on our team, everybody has to journal daily. You monitor that, right, Sophia? Everybody's journaling daily.
Everybody's journaling every day. Yes, even the weekends. Yes, even your birthday. Yes, even on vacation.
Yeah, everybody's journaling every day. And in there are some cool techniques to weather that rejection storm, right? Because in our journaling model, we open with goals and gratitude. These are great ways to make you rejection proof. Gratitude is the best way of all to open your day with some gratitude. Are the guys doing that? Are they following our Gaga journal model?
Yep. They are.
Yeah.
They are. We have to just accept that rejection. If we're in selling, doesn't matter if you're an SDR, doesn't matter if you're an attorney, a doctor, a pest control salesperson.
Everybody's selling.
Everybody. We're all getting rejected. If you're a leader recruiting, we're always getting rejected. And journaling, that's how you fill your cup. That's how you prime yourself for the day. All of our devices need charging. That's how you charge your energy and your what mindset you're bringing to the day of prospecting, the sorting game.
Yeah, 100%.
Celebrating wins, right? Affirmations, having gratitude for the clients you do have.
Have the team reported that that's been helpful for them?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Excellent. Good. Well, Dylan should have been doing it anyway. He's learned our methodology over many years. So
yeah,
I hope that he's been doing that anyway. But and there are other things you can do to explain a little bit that comment you made a moment ago. If it's not me, why not me? What was that statement? I didn't quite.
Why not me? Why not now?
So explain.
So why not me? Why not now? Why wouldn't this prospect want to talk to me? Why wouldn't this decision maker not want to speak to me? And why not now?
So that's how we open up. Why not? Why not? And then we discover why not, and that's all right, because otherwise it is hard to get. It's going to be rejection again. But when you discover why not, and it might be as simple as this guy doesn't want to talk to me today. This guy's too busy today. That's all right.
That's okay.
But if we go into every call with the mindset, why not me and why not now?
Right. And no doesn't mean never. No doesn't mean never. You've heard us talk about the 30-day file. We know that you've heard us talk about the client that Carlos had of the concrete glue. There's only two types of concrete that's broken or concrete that's going to break. It's not a matter of if, but when that prospect's going to need you, but they don't need you today. And they don't need your product or service today. It's not that they don't need you today.
Yep. And here's the important bit. If you get upset with them for that, they're never going to come back to you for that product or service. You can't get upset with that. It's a scarcity mentality, in fact. It's scarce. Logically, it's a scarcity mentality because you think I need to close this one, and it's a name on a list. It's nothing. It's a name on a list. It's a name in your CRM. It's nothing until it's something, and you nurture it until it's something. And if you're coming at it like I've got to close this deal, which is the context whereby somebody will say, and you should ask yourself this question, listeners, viewers, ask yourself this question. If you're in sales, if you're in selling, which might also mean, as Sophia said, you might be an attorney talking to a prospective client. If you're in selling, ask yourself that all-important question. Would I rather get a yes without my process, outside of my sales process? Or would I rather get a no, but follow my sales process with confidence and conviction? And if the answer you answer to yourself is, I need the yes, that's a scarcity mindset. That's going to steal from you, because it is way better to get a no using your process than a yes using no process. Because you can't replicate no process. Your process is designed to sort people into today's, not today's. Yeses and not yeses today. It's a no, but no is not never. It's a no. And you live with your process, you don't live with the result. So fall in love with the process, not the result. You don't live with your result. It's nice to get a yes, you get a bit of money, you spend the result, but you live with your process. Fall in love with your process. Recognize that we're in a rejection-rich environment, and as human beings, we're wired to have antibodies to rejection. Tribal acceptance is important, genetically important to us, evolutionarily important, read Sapiens. And so recognize that there's something to manage here. Don't just tough it out. Nobody's that tough. Recognize that this is tricky. Because as soon as we recognize it's tricky, as soon as we recognize there's value in accommodating this humanity, then we can start doing things like the journaling, the affirmations, the gratitude, speaking to your coach and your colleagues about how tough it is without being embarrassed. It is tough. Sales is tough, right, Soph?
Oh my gosh, it's so tough. It's not for weenies, as I say.
But when you figure it out, it becomes so fun and so valuable. But there's that hump you've got to go, that tough hump, you get over it, and then it's so valuable and so fun. And what do we always tell our clients? If you're not having fun in sales, you're doing it wrong.
You're doing it wrong.
So,
Guys, rejection is redirection. Some will, some won't. So what? Someone else is waiting.
use that redirection is to redirect your energies at somebody who's waiting, right?
That's right.
Rejection is redirection. That's the title for the pod. Hey, that's
Boom.
the pod, guys. It's have a great week selling, and it's goodbye from Sophia.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel from Carlos.
And our newsletter. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to the pod, and subscribe to our new weekly newsletter, which has just got more great sales stuff than you can shake a stick at. So have a great week, everybody. Good selling.
Good selling, folks.